It's time for the Doug Garrison Show. Jim LaJoy joins us to talk about the new Superior Health Foundation and what it means to all of us. Steve DeGoosh is our person of interest, and he sheds light on local issues like farming and zoning and other interesting things of sustainability. And the Seed Sowers stop in to go over their Christmas concert schedule and maybe sing a little. And of course, I'm here, so stick around. The Doug Garrison Show starts now.
Tell the host 2 minutes. Stand by live to tape. Lighting to show level, please. Confirm front of house sound PFL. Roll tape on masters to all the places. Alright, let's clear the set. Cue John music, open stage mics, standby effects, standby CG. Standby to open on 3, 2. Alright folks, let's have a good show. Stand by, roll it in.
Thanks for joining us on the Doug Garrison Show. Those of you watching at home on Charter Channel 12 and Fox UP, and also on YouTube and on our website at thedouggarrisonshow.com. We're glad you joined us. You know, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I did. It kind of kicks off the holiday season. We've got some holiday events coming up we're going to talk about later in the show. I did want to mention there's a lot of stuff going on in the area. The TV6 Christmas Craft Show, a lot of local crafters. That's this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the Superior Dome. Many events out of the Arts and Culture Center and the Marquette Library. Things happening throughout the month, and the Marquette Symphony Orchestra with a special concert December 16th. Before we get started, I did want to say congratulations to the Ishpeming Hematites, Division 7 state football champions, and of course they won the Sports Illustrated Underdog competition, $25,000 to the Ishpeming sports program. They're champions, not underdogs, but we'll take the check, right? Okay, thanks for joining us. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Riverside of Marquette wants you back to school, back in the woods, or back home for the weekend in a new pre-owned car or truck. And to do it, we're going to give you a $500 Visa gift card. Their lot is busting with late model local trade-ins, many with over 30 MPGs, payments as low as $89 a month, financing from 1.9%. With well over 600 to choose from, why would you go anywhere else? Riverside Auto Mall of Marquette.
I'm one.
She's not alone. I'm one too.
1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer in their lifetime.
For those of us with breast cancer, there is hope.
With early detection, 99% of women can be cured.
At Bell Hospital, your mammogram is reviewed while you're on site, and follow-up testing can be done the same day.
With the latest in breast cancer detection, Bell Hospital is the right choice for the mammogram that matters most.
Yours.
There are no linen tablecloths, no fine china, and no extensive wine list. Yes, we do have great food. Yes, our hearty buffets are loaded with choices. And yes, our desserts are made fresh. Oh, and one other thing, when the bill arrives, yes.
Right, we've got a familiar face with us here. Jim, you were on the show once before representing the Marquette General Foundation. Yeah. Jim LaJoy is back, and now you're with the Superior Health Foundation.
Yes.
Kind of a new name with a similar gig. Explain to us, what is the Superior Health Foundation?
Well, the Superior Health Foundation, Doug, is a spin-off of the Marquette General Foundation. When Duke LifePoint acquired Marquette General became a for-profit. And from that, we spun into the Superior Health Foundation, and our mission is to improve health care for the greater Marquette area and the underserved of the Upper Peninsula. So what we'll be doing over the course of time is to take healthcare dollars and give back in the form of grants to a lot of organizations and people across the UP that could benefit from that.
Okay, great. Now, you kind of identified a mission similar to that in your other capacity and probably felt, hey, we're doing good work here. Let's not stop just because there's an ownership change here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our main focus before with the Marquette General Foundation was to provide help for Marquette General, investing in new technologies and services.
That's why you were on the show before, buying a new piece of equipment. Right?
And now we're away from Marquette General. We have this new mission, and our territory has expanded to the Upper Peninsula. So it's exciting. It's an exciting venture for us, new opportunities, new people, and really there are so many areas across the Upper Peninsula that could benefit from healthcare dollars that we feel really good about that in our future.
Yeah, there doesn't seem, and I'm not familiar with everybody out there, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of other people doing what you're doing, so there's certainly a need for it.
There's no question. And we're unique. We're unique in that sense, and our geographic area and our scope has changed somewhat. But you know, with our mission and with our visionary board and where we're headed, it's an exciting time, and our new location, moving downtown to North Front Street, away from Marquette General, is nice. It's great to be down there. The visibility, and we've got a lot of friends and followers and a lot of former donors who are climbing on board and being part of what we have to offer.
Yeah, I visited your website, and we'll put the address up there so people can get a look at what you're doing. And I checked out your board. You have some great board members there, and you have a couple people representing different areas too as your president and vice president of the board.
Yeah, our president of our board is Tom Buckingham of Newberry. He's been part of the Marquette General Foundation board for a number of years, came over with us. Really a visionary, and we're glad to have him. And also Gary LaPlante is our vice president. Gary LaPlante from Delta County. A lot of people are familiar with him. He's been part of the Delta County Community Foundation for a number of years. So that kind of leadership, representing those geographic areas, and then throw an additional 5 board members with opportunities to expand that. We feel real good about the leadership and the know-how we have on our board.
Yeah, when I deal with a lot of nonprofits on this show, and I always visit their websites and I take a look at who's on their board. That kind of gives me a little bit of an idea of what type of work they're doing, what their mission is, what type of commitment they're going to find from the community. And I was real impressed with the people I saw on your board. You've got some great backing there, and as the executive director, you must feel real good about that.
Well, absolutely, and this board had a daunting task, Doug. I mean, we went from a foundation that was supported by Marquette General to a freestanding foundation that's our own business.
Starting at zero.
Yeah, we had to develop policies, procedures, and there was a lot of work that went on behind the scenes, and we couldn't do it without the board of directors. They really stepped up to the plate and just did a fabulous job over the last couple of months.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned you got a new location. You're downtown Marquette now. You're going to kind of celebrate that. You've got an open house next Wednesday. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we're having a holiday open house. We're opening up our doors to the public. It's from 4 to 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, December 5th. People are encouraged to park in the parking deck behind us.
Okay.
We're going to have some chocolates. We're going to have some holiday cheer there. And it'll be an opportunity for people to take a look and see where we're at, get a little tour.
Meet you and the rest of the staff.
Absolutely.
I'm sure some board members will be there.
Absolutely. Our board members will be there, and it'll be a nice opportunity to see what we're all about, where we're located, and kind of create that visibility and show we're here.
Absolutely. I'm not sure after Thanksgiving and heading into Christmas how much of your snacks I'm going to need, but I usually have a hard time saying no to those anyway.
Right.
Jim, I think this is great. I'm so glad to see, when the ownership changed from Marquette General to Duke Life Point, a lot of changes in the community.
Right.
And obviously we lose some of the good things that we had. I'm glad to see that you picked up the ball and got these people together to support what you're doing and keep this going, because in a nutshell, why is this important?
Well, I'll tell you why this is important. We're going to be able, with this foundation, to be able to make some grants and to really make life-sustaining differences to people all across the Upper Peninsula, whether that's investing in health education, whether it's investing in those that are underinsured or don't have insurance, a whole gamut of healthcare opportunities. And you know yourself, Doug, looking at the news, both here locally, regionally, and nationally, there are no shortage of healthcare issues facing our country and facing this area every day.
Yeah.
So we'll have an opportunity to give back and to be part of something special, and that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, you may influence a large number of people through programs like education programs, and maybe a situation now and then where one person is assisted and they really needed that assistance and makes a big difference in their life, and that's the most important thing.
And that's what's so great about philanthropy,
Yeah.
and it's great at every level, but with healthcare philanthropy, when you make differences like that, they're life-sustaining, and you remember those for a long time, and that's one of the great joys that we get in our job.
I'm sure you do. Well, good luck with it.
Thank you.
remember their open house next Wednesday at their new location. Check that out. Visit their website. Find out more about the Spirit Health Foundation. Jim, thanks very much, and good luck with this.
Thank you so much, Doug.
All right, thanks for joining us. Okay, stick around. When we come back, we're going to talk about modern communities and some things that are going on in this area that you might want to know about. Don't go away.
We need to clear out our new 2012 vehicles.
It's Chrysler's Big Finish event with Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles at dealer invoice, and Jeep Liberty and Jeep Compass with an additional $300 Fox discount.
Take deep discounts on this 2012 Jeep Liberty Sport 4-wheel drive. Fox price $24,135.
A 2012 Ram Bighorn Quad Cab only $28,668.
Get the year's best deals at the Big Finish event at Fox Nagani. Marquette County's hometown dealer, only the best.
The Doug Garrison Show is brought to you in part by Iron Bay Computer and Design. Iron Bay gives you the quality and service you demand. And by Reflections Hair Salon, featuring professional stylists, a family-friendly atmosphere, prices to suit your budget, and great holiday styles. For an appointment, call Reflections at 226-0175. People of Interest is presented by Tenella Funeral Home. Family operated since 1893, and we thank Mark Canali for his support of this segment. And our person of interest this week is Steve DeGoosh. Steve, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Good to be here.
We worked for some time on an ad hoc sign committee, and I enjoyed working with you. I thought we did good work there.
Yeah, likewise.
Not sure whatever happened with it, but
it's out there somewhere.
It's
doing
there.
Good. Yeah.
Steve's a professor at Northern in the Department of Earth, Environmental, and Geographical Sciences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you've been there a while.
I have. I've been there almost 21 years.
And are you going to be there much longer?
Probably not.
Probably not.
No.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I asked you to come on because we have this issue right now with the Buechler family out in Forsyth Township with their farm, and it's a zoning issue, and it's a right to farm issue, and it went to court last week. That decision hasn't been handed down yet. It might be a while before we see that, but I wanted to have you on just to talk about that a little bit because I thought you might have some insight into really what's going on there. I look at that, and I had some people on from one of their fellow farmers, and Mike Hainstock was on a couple weeks ago. I'm into what they're doing. I think growing your own food for your own sustainability, for your family and for your neighbors, and selling it at farmers market, and natural foods, organic foods, or whatever you call it, that's all good stuff. On the other side of the coin, I understand zoning, and I think you understand zoning as much as anybody. Do you want to have a farm next to someone's lake house? So I thought there was a real issue there. Can you boil it down for us a little bit?
A little bit, maybe. Yeah, it's a really interesting case, and I did get to see it on both days that it was that the hearing was held last week. And you know, it really comes down to municipalities trying to have some influence over the way development happens in their jurisdiction.
And there's nothing wrong with that?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. And at the same time, however, there's the interest in our communities growing more food, and hopefully we can address that later too, whereby the urgency of the situation out there really requires people to step up and grow food, and in combination with that, the state policy and regulations which permit it. So this really comes down to a decision that's going to have to be made, a difficult one by Judge Solka, regarding state interests and the interests of local communities.
There was that one ruling about accessibility to farming that allows people to farm.
The Right to Farm Act.
That was Right to Farm Act, and then there's the Forsyth Township zoning law. So it's basically those two rulings butting up against each other, and Judge Solka has to make a call.
Right. And I think we're going to see. Hopefully, we're going to see changes in policy coming at the local level, which hopefully will be an outcome of this. And so, this is a very interesting case, and probably a precedent-setting case, too.
Okay. Well, you mentioned the idea of these people growing food and how that's a necessity. Now, you're with another group called Transition Marquette County, started in January of 2011, local people. What's the mission of Transition Marquette County?
Well, we're part of a worldwide group or effort or initiative of transition. It started in the UK maybe probably 6-7 years ago now, and came to the United States in late 2008. I was one of the first people trained in the transition process back then, and have been working a lot in Marquette, but also in 3 other communities in northern Michigan to help get transition groups started. What we are concerned about is issues of peak oil, which comes down to the fact that the oil reserves of the planet, not just the United States, which peaked in 1970, but of the entire world, has peaked in the past few years, handful of years. And our entire economy is based on ever available cheap energy. Yeah. And with that peaking and starting to descend, we're looking at a very, very different future of high energy prices, financial crises,
and that affects
all kinds
food
of
supplies
things.
then somehow?
Well, sure. If you look at Marquette, we're at the end of a long, fragile supply chain.
A long truck drive.
Yeah. Everything here comes in on pneumatic tires.
Yeah, I go out to Super One or Econo and I see, I don't see any shortage of food.
That's right. That's right.
Am I just not looking down the road far enough? Or?
Probably. Yeah. That food gets there probably on a 2 or 3 day cycle.
Yeah.
It's a just-in-time delivery system.
Okay.
And so we're dependent on a trucking system and a faraway agricultural system to produce all that stuff and get it here. And, in the past 2 or 3 generations, we've lost a contact with growing food ourselves, most of us.
Well, yeah.
The urban folks have.
Sure.
And so we're dependent on a system that is in the hands of strangers and forces beyond our control.
Yeah. Well, I guess you're able to look a little more into the future than I am, and I understand that we need to prepare for things like this. Now, one of the things you're doing, how this manifests itself, is you've got this challenge called the 100 Yard and Dash, where you're encouraging people to grow food in their own yards in the urban setting.
Yeah. Brooke and I transformed our yard 3 summers ago, and so we don't mow anymore.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good to me, man.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah. We can walk outside and pick, cooking herbs and vegetables and fruit. And,
How would people, someone's interested in your transition Marquette County, how might they get involved in this?
We have 2 websites that they can check out. One is transitionmqt.org.
Okay, we've got that on the screen.
Okay. And then the 100 Yard and Dash. And we're also found on Facebook.
Okay. Yep. And if they join these groups, you've got a meeting, I think, coming up December 11th, 7 o'clock at Messiah Lutheran of the Transition Marquette County group. If someone's interested, come to that meeting. And you actually, I'm assuming you help people get started. In other words, if I said, hey, I want to get my wife out in our backyard, turning that into a more sustainable garden, you'd be able to give some tips and say, well, here's what you should try to grow in our climate and our soil.
I'd encourage you to ask you to join her.
Well, I'll supervise.
Yeah. But absolutely. I mean, and part of this is really an awareness building, and to many people, it's kind of a doomy, gloomy thing. I mean, it's startling to have to face what we're doing.
But
and
it's
so
nice
as
to
much
be prepared for
it. Yes, but as much as anything, this is sort of building a community of people who are aware, who are committed to helping this community prepare for a resilient future and not be caught
hungry.
Hungry.
Well, I put some potatoes in a dish just yesterday that came out of our garden, and my wife's proud of that. I'm happy to do that. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a neat concept. I'm going to keep an eye on what you're doing. I'd like to have you back sometime to talk more about it, because I think there's a long way to go with this. And maybe we could have you back even in the spring as people start to look at their yards and think, hey, I don't want to do any more lawn mowing than I have to. Maybe that'd be a time to have you back and say, let's get you going on this 100 Yard and Dash and start growing your own food.
Well, that's great. We challenged a couple of the communities in Michigan this year, and Cadillac beat us. They had more than 220 folks sign up and start growing food or expand the amount of food that they grew. We have about 135 in Marquette.
Okay, well, we don't like being beaten.
No.
We're going to follow the Ishpeming Hematites, and we're going to win this thing, doggone it. We're going to get people involved in the 100 Yard and Dash. Steve, thanks for joining us. This is all neat stuff, and like I say, hopefully we can have you back to talk about it some more, and hopefully that doomsday scenario is quite a ways down the road yet.
Yeah.
But let's start preparing for the future.
Yeah.
Good talking to you.
Yeah,
thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Doug.
Steve DeGoosh. All right, stick around. When we come back, we're going to talk to some people, seed sowers. They're not farmers, but they're sowing a different kind of seed, so don't go away.
There are many reasons for pre-planning funerals. Peace of mind, sparing family difficult decisions, paying for tomorrow's services at today's prices. But none is more important than making someone's loss a little less empty. Contact Canale Tonella Funeral Home for their free brochure on pre-planning.
Are you ready to make some music? Well, Jim's Music and Teaching Center is where it all starts. A great selection of instruments and the area's best music teachers make Jim's Music your one-stop music shop. Jim's Music has name brand instruments, new and used. Plus, they rent and repair, and they have everything you need for school band and orchestra. Jim's Music, locally owned and operated for more than 25 years, and now in 4 locations. Jim's Music and Teaching Center, where music makes you smarter.
All right, thank you very much. Our final segment for tonight, we have some representatives here from a group called the Seed Sowers, and I don't think you're farmers, although you could be farmers, but you're actually singers, part of a choral group called the Seed Sowers, right?
Yes. Yes.
And with me are Barbara Lucas and Stacy King from this group. Thanks for joining me. You're here because we're kicking off the holiday season, and one of the things you guys do is sing for the holidays. Stacy, explain to us a little bit about what the Seed Sowers are.
Well, the Seed Sowers started in about '95. It's just a group of men and women, music industry throughout Marquette County. I live in Marquette. Barbara lives in Champion. Mm-hmm. We all live in different areas of Marquette County. We practice every Tuesday from 7 to 9 in Negaunee. This part of the year is our Advent season, and it's our Christmas songs that we pick up for the Christmas season. And
that's kind of why you're here, to kind of promote some of your upcoming events, which we'll talk about in a minute. Yep. Do you sing other times of the year, or is it just the holidays?
No, we have 2 times of the year. We had our Advent we start practice in September, and our concerts are in December around the Christmas time. And then we start, we have our concerts in May. I think we start practice around February, March area. And that's our revival. The difference between the 2 times of the year is the Advent. We have our binder books, and we have books that inside of it, which we can use, and we read from our books. Our revival, we don't have any movements. We just stand and sing. And then our revival, we have no books. We don't have any. We have to memorize all the songs without any books, and we have movement with it.
Yeah. Well, you're professional, semi-professional singers, as you say.
Yes.
There's a religious, a spiritual element to the Seed Sowers then too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
You're not just singing, but you're singing with a message.
No,
is that right?
yes, we're trying to spread the word of God through dance, music, narration, trying to get the message out to Marquette County. It's not just in Marquette; it's throughout. We have, as we'll talk about, where our concerts are throughout Marquette County. We have different places that we give money to, which I'm going to talk more about.
Yeah.
And,
well, let's do that. Barbara, let's go over your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
We have it here in front of us, and we'll go over the schedule, but you can check the Seed Sowers out on Facebook. Just go to Seed Sowers Marquette, and the entire schedule is there. But Barbara, you're starting out Thursday, December 6th. That's a week from this Thursday at Bethel Lutheran Church. Then 2 shows on Sunday the 9th. Yes. Mitchell United in Negaunee and St. Christopher in Marquette, and then Tuesday at Bethany Lutheran in Marquette. You're calling this a new birth, a new beginning. What type of music can people expect to hear?
Yes, they can expect to hear about the birth of Christ. And we do have some soloists, and we have some duets, and we have the full choir and a great accompanist. So it's going to be very enjoyable music. We also have an interpretive dancer, Maria Formolo, from Northern Michigan University, and she will be dancing to some of our songs. Okay. And she's a great addition to our group. All of our monies are donations.
Yeah, I want to talk about this. You don't have to, it's not a charge to get in, but it's a free will offering, and you then donate this money to other needy causes around the area.
The Advent concerts, we have names that are given to the board, us as a board. Me and Barb are on the board. Yeah. And
you're president, by the way.
Yeah, I'm president.
She's our president.
Only president. So we have names that we are given throughout the year, or at the time for the Advent concerts, and then whatever money is raised for all the concerts, we split it up between each name that we're given. And then in the revival concerts, we have organizations that we have picked throughout Marquette County, not just Marquette,
Yeah.
throughout Marquette County. We try, as the board, we decide which organization we want to give to, which that leads me to, since 95, the total, I think, distributed and collected over
$30,000.
Yeah, $30,000.
That's awesome for something that's entertainment for people to come. And I mention this every time we have someone on that's doing something like this. It's a chance for people to contribute to something that needs it in the area, but also to enjoy this great concert by these professional
it's great when you go, and another thing for our concerts, for our Advent, we have angels that we pass out at the end of the concert. At the end of the concert, we sing carols, just any kind of Jingle Bells, Silent Night.
And sing-alongs.
Yes, and then as we do that, we have baskets up front and we pass out an angel. I mean, I can have someone picked out in the crowd and I'll go give that to that person that makes their day. And there's people that have cried, and it's a nice gesture to give them an angel.
Absolutely. I think these are the types of things that obviously people like going to their own churches for worship during this season, but these are the extras that really mean so much to people when they can go see some of their friends and neighbors singing in a wonderful choir like what you guys have. There's about 30 people in this group, I think.
Yeah, probably about 30, 30 some.
Yeah.
We started out with a dozen.
A dozen, and it's growing. You probably want to hold it to at some point.
And we have a wide range of age.
There's all kinds of talented people.
But we have, and varies from year to year, season to season. Who wants to join? They might have something going on that time. Yeah. They're more than welcome. It's not, we don't boot them out or anything. If they can't make it, they are always welcome back.
Sure.
And new members are welcome too.
I think it's great. The first event, like I say, is next Thursday, December 6th. Check them out on Facebook, Seed Sowers Marquette. Ladies, thank you very much for joining me. Good luck with this. I'm sure you're going to raise some money for some good cause again. Don't go away, though, because we got some singing to do yet before you leave. So stick around. We'll be right back to close the show. Okay.
Guess what? You can get any new or used car financed in the Marquette Community Federal Credit Union for 3.9% APR. New or used. Got your eye on this new Escalade? 3.9%. How about this 75 Gremlin? 3.9%. Looking at this stylish Dodge Dart? 3.9%. How about a new Chevy Cruze? 3.9%. RV, boat, tractor? 3.9%. What about this DeLorean Time Machine? 3.9%. 3.9% auto loans, new and used at the Marquette Community Federal Credit Union. Stop in and apply today.
City Insurance has you covered. Located on Washington Street, Marquette.
The Doug Garrison Show is brought to you in part by Marquette Golf Club. The Pro Shop's open daily, Monday through Saturday, with great gift ideas and discounted memberships for 2013. Shop for Christmas at Marquette Golf Club. And by Cliffs Natural Resources, a global mining leader with local investment and impact. Cliffs Natural Resources. And by Swick Home Services, plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical, home generators, water treatment, sewer and drain cleaning. Those Swick guys do everything. All right, I want to thank our guests. We had Jim LaJoy from the Superior Health Foundation. Steve DeGoosh was here from Transitions Marquette County. Of course, our new friends here, Stacy King and Barbara Lucas from the Seed Sowers. And I want to thank you for viewing at home. Remember, join us here again next week on the Doug Garrison Show. Before we leave you tonight, we're going to get the season off right with a little spirit of the season, a little jingle bells. Let's hit it. Here we go. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Just the ladies,
bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright.
Just the men, to laugh and sing a sleighing song tonight. Everybody, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!